Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. So we're playing some Skull and Bones, refreshing off of the reset. Some new things for you to be aware of. So when you first come in, I do suggest that you make a note of your cargo space on your ships. They're now 100, so that's going to be awesome to have that. We're still hoping to see some warehouse love. They did mention in the patch notes that later during this season we should see something happen with the warehouse. They did not actually get into any more specifics than that. My guess is we're probably going to get some kind of maybe a faction warehouse or something to give us more room here. At least that's what I'm hoping. But at the very least, give us 50 to 100 slots in warehouse. That'll be pretty awesome there as well. So I do recommend that you kind of make note of that. Now, a lot of people are going to be using the frigates because they will carry so much weight. Now we're not going to have a place to put any of this stuff. So we have to really watch our warehouses until they get that balanced in. Now over here at Blackwood, we're going to check to see what we have new, if anything, here. Let's see. So there's our typical weeklies. I might pick up. I already picked up that cosmetic. I might get this. I don't know. I'm just not big on themselves. Okay, let's see here. We now have our Ascension modules, deep iron, upgrade parts, machinist table. If you don't have that, that's for your mines. Whenever you're throwing those minefield buoys, that's what that furniture's for. I think there may be a blueprint for that. If not, you can pick this up here. I want to double check our. I'm pretty sure we've got a blueprint for that already. They've got Fontana Station. Yeah, these things have blueprints, most of them. Shark Carving Station. A lot of them you'll have to pick up in the pass as well, though. Buccaneers Oath. Pretty sure that one's available from Yianita. We'll double check. Urban's Great Gun. That blueprint is available. I think it. Yeah, right there it is. So up to you how you want to do that. I wasn't really completely impressed with them. I mean, the unison shot and all that was kind of cool in a way, but you can miss, and you can miss pretty big with it. So I was never a big fan of that Urban's Great Gun personally. Tooling's Guidance, the Tanasha armor. This is pretty decent stuff. This has that dark meditation on it, which removes buildups of negative status effects and things like that, which are kind of cool. Then, of course, the Dahaka torpedoes. These will go under friendly ships. For those who were wondering where to get them, here's a place to get them. 1,000 guild marks. Make sure that you're running that stuff. There's also an event right now if you've been struggling to get your Halloween pass completed or get enough points to be able to earn some cool stuff. They have a 1.2% boost all this week, so you could also use your toolings favors. We'll show you where those are, or whatever they're called there, and they will actually give you a boost on that as well. So here's charge stores again. Like I say, most of these, the blueprints, you can pick up in the pass. You can check the codex for. We do see the large silver box. How many of these can we buy a week now? 20, okay. So 20 from this location. My guess is from the other sovereigns if you decide you want to do them. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I don't have, but just because it's not new to me doesn't mean that it's not new to you guys. So for those of you who are new, if you don't know what I'm talking about a codex, right here's the codex. You go to the knowledge tab and you can come in here and you can check any of the weapons that you see in there. You can check your auxiliary weapons, your armors that are in there. You can check the major furnitures, offensive furnitures, utility furnitures. These are going to give you whether or not there's a blueprint available for that, or of course you can just go to the blacksmith and of course to the carpenter, and you can check so real quick if you can build it or not, and you can track the blueprints from there as well. Codex to me is a little faster though, so we'll go ahead over here to Yianita real quick and see what she's got going on. There is something I did want to check real quick and kind of give y'all some hints. So trying to get upgrade parts, as you know, yes, you can get them. You can buy them. They're not as readily available as they used to be, obviously, in the game here. So we're going to tab over and we're going to check something real quick. So this location over here, they used to let us use and make glass over here, like plate glass and things like that. So I want to check and see if those materials are still in the game or if this is something that's going to be removed or not. Because I did see glass and plate glass can make those. Spare parts. I'm not seeing the glass. They may have removed it from the game. I'm betting they have. Okay, still no problem. So I am going to come over here and I'm going to start converting these old currencies. It sounds like they've, from what it's sounding like or looking like to me, is a lot of these things we used to be able to actually take and produce ourselves, but they are removing them from the game. So you're going to see that some of the materials that they're removing from this game are allowing you to make ascension modules. They're allowing you to make these upgrade parts and stuff with them as well. So let's see this one here. Yeah, Mopane planks. I don't have those. Those are gone. Let's see. I can make. Let's see what we got here. These here, rocket plank. Yeah, run out of that. Running out of the copper. This is fine Ramey steel ingot. Okay, we'll go ahead and make some there. And we're going to scroll down. And like I say, these materials, most of this stuff is pretty easy to find. But they come in and they've removed a lot of the different types of wood. So lime and quick lime. It's for ascension models. I think those are still in the game, if I'm not mistaken. A lime and a quick lime. We'll go and double check though. Okay, let's check over here real quick. So I used to pick up lime. Actually, let's just check the codex. That's going to make it a little quicker. They may have actually removed some of this stuff. I know they removed like 28 materials, and they had like a partial list there, but not a real big list. So it looks like, okay, those materials. We want to look for raw materials. Here we go. So different types of woods. They don't have ironwood anymore, obviously. We don't have mopine plank because we don't have mopine wood either. Let's see here. I guess we're going to have to look at the maybe refined materials here. Let's see. Nope. Purified saltpeter. Not seeing any lime. I think it's been removed. Yeah, so that's what you can do is go to the refiner and you can spin your old parts. You know, the old stuff that's been discontinued, you can spin it over here, make those parts. And it looks like they produce at 1 per second. You're not going to make a whole lot of them, just depending on how many materials, how much material you have set up there. But it works. So we'll go check Yianita real quick. I'm pretty sure she's got a lot of common stuff that's in there. But like I said, we've got a lot of new players coming into the game. So I'm just going to take a moment here to explain some of this stuff to you guys. What I would recommend buying. Now, eventually you're going to want to buy everything, but it takes a little bit to get there. For new players, I do recommend. Now, there's a lot of people who kind of don't like this ship. I'm not one of those people. I love the Sandbuck. To me, it's probably, I got to say, probably the best ship in the game. So you're going to find that Sandbuck blueprint. It's somewhere here in Yianita. We're going to have to keep searching for her. It's 3,500 pieces of 8. Let's see if change the price of it. Let's see here. Oh, you wouldn't think it would be that hard to find. There she is. Sandbuck blueprint. So this is where you're going to get that blueprint. Everything else you can snag over there from Blackwood, but you have to get this one from her. And I do recommend this thing. This is a high DPS. Put fire, lots of fire. You can use those rot mouths, put fire on, or you can use the fire culverins and put poison on them, and they do a fantastic job. I mean, I've got a lot of really cool builds coming up with this thing. Some really awesome torpedo builds and stuff too. So I do recommend that you pick up that blueprint from her. There wasn't nothing new from her, but there's a lot of weapons and stuff. So when you're buying blueprints, guys, I recommend holding out for the level 3 blueprints when you buy them. Now, I have a lot of stuff that's, level 1s, level 2s and stuff. I just bought them just to get them out of the sell area and move it down to the, need to be sold stuff. So everything I've got here are just the consumables that you pick up, time limited every week. I'm not sure how many upgrade parts we could buy, 5 at a time from the looks of it. Ascension modules, 2 a week. So yeah, that's kind of go put a crimp on some things. Now, there are some areas that you can do for those of you coming into the game. When you hit end game, you're going to realize that you have this thing called the Helm. And as you progress in it, you'll be able to see like all of the actual capital cities is where you can do upgrade parts or things like that. So I've got upgrade parts kicking up here. We've got upgrade parts over here. Got some over here. You can boost those as well. Some over here. I think actually this is the Ascension module. And I'm not sure if this is the Ascension module or the upgrade part. Let's see, it's Ascension module is what you're making over here. So I think, let's see, upgrade parts. Yep. So we're good on those. So I've got quite a bit of stuff I need to send some boats out here to collect. But so this is where you make pieces of 8. Now I'm going to show you here a couple things. You can go out to these locations and interact with the fort and draw the pieces of 8 yourself. That's the way we used to actually have to do this game. For those, just kind of a throwback to the past there. What we can do now is we can actually, once we get our levels up to, I believe it's a 2, we can tab over to ship assignment and we can set a ship on here and it'll go run those things. It'll pick up at 610. My next pickup's 589, so I will go ahead and unassign after he's left. I left this one assigned so it can pick up. There's still 890 there. And what I really want to do first is focus in on getting the ones that are full, getting those picked up. Anything that's like really close to full or is full, these down here would be a good one because there's pretty good distance down here for these things to pick up. And what you can then see, second pickup will be 632, so we're going to leave the ship there to grab on that. We're going to leave a ship here to make another pickup here because I want to pick up as much of this stuff as I can. And using level 15s down here. Every now and then, it's rare, but every now and then I'll get a level 15 down here that needs to be repaired. So it can be a little weird sometimes. Now, you will also see that there's territories here that have auto collection systems, guys. So what that is, once you collect all the territories within this square here, we can then just come up and claim the items that are being produced automatically. We don't have to send a ship out there. So I do recommend getting those things leveled up and trying to capture the areas where maybe you gotta go pick them up or whatever. I like to get the areas that have auto pickup first, and then I'll pick the rest up later. Now, when you're getting these to level 5s, something to remember is you're not going to do it all at once. You're going to want to do a couple things here. We'll take and we're going to flip over to our upgrades. It's tabbing over with the D-pad on the right. And you can see they have changed the wheel a little bit. It's the same thing. It's just a little bit different layout. Or where we can zoom out a little bit better, I guess, is kind of what we're looking at here. But if you look at the territories, you'll have something called the Helm Empire, so like this one here with the octopus with those little plus marks. This allows you to increase the amount of manufacturers that you own. And then you have this other one called Coercive Growth. You want to get these two done pretty quick. Coercive Growth is I can attack the same factory after I've collected it, and it comes back up. I can attack it again when it comes back up. It's going to bring it up to a level 2, then a level 3, and then a level 4 for free every time that I bring those. I re-attack the manufacturer when it comes up for a takeover. Just attack it again. It's going to bring that level up. But to go from a 4 to a 5, you have to pay pieces of 8, and it costs you 10,000 pieces of 8 each. Now, these things are not cheap. Maybe you're going, well, how do I get these pieces of 8 properly? Actually, getting them on the map, as far as all of this stuff that you see me doing with the ship style, this is a lot of work to get pieces of 8. The easiest way to hit pieces of 8 in this game at this point now is to just jump over here to Tangina Rabe. He used to be known by Fangs of the Fara. They've now just going by names of captains, I guess. So Tangina Rabe. Up here is the Jukka Kawaba. This used to be, what was this? The Hunter or something like that. I don't remember now. Now we have the Sinaga. It's always been these captains, but it had different names back in the day. Like this one here, I think was a Treacherous Turn. And then there's another one down here called the Dirk Anchorin. We used to call him Show of Strength was the mission name of it. But those 4, every time you run them, you get pieces of 8. And you'll be getting, even in Tier 1, for those of you who are new, you'll get pieces of 8 from those ships. And it's up into hundreds of pieces of 8. Now, it used to be like 10 or 15 or 20. They want to get you through your pass pretty quick. That's some basic level stuff. It keeps you, some things coming in and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of different types of materials you can pick up from these pass areas here as far as your manufacturers and stuff. So like this one here, this would be a, let's see here, this one here is a auto collect, so we want to do an auto collect up here. Then we got a couple auto collects here, so I don't actually have to manually click on anything to pick up these areas. I can just collect it all at once within those respective squares. But not all these territories have an auto collect. Some of them will have like a piece of 8 boost per hour, or it'll give you some other things, different types of XP or whatever. Different options for different locations. So you can kind of hover over and it'll tell you what you get when you sit over here. It's like this nears 5%, reducing the funding cost of clanfare manufacturers by 5%. So it's nothing real major, but it is useful. So again, we're going to send out some boats to go pick up some of these locations here that are almost full. We're going to let them sit on there for about 10 minutes. Then we'll move them to some of the other locations as well. A lot of really cool stuff in this game for those who are just coming into it. Now, for those of us who have been here a while, we're going to have to wait to Season 4, guys, to see a lot of the new stuff. There is some things coming here still in Season 3 from what they're saying. But we're going to have to wait for it. Specifically warehouse related as far as our space. They're talking about quality of life adjustments and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some things happening with currencies in the future. They're looking at some materials. What kind of materials maybe can they outmode still? So we'll probably be seeing some more changes to the refineries here in the days ahead as they kind of streamline this thing in a little bit. I don't mind having all the different types of materials personally, as long as I got a place to put it. I'm not really sure why it's such a foreign concept to have. You don't have to add another 100 things directly to the warehouses. You could actually just call it a factional warehouse that is, built onto the back here. Maybe that's what's behind this guarded door, and those things. It's an additional 100 spots because we picked a faction. Give us an option to pick a faction. Speaking of factions, we are now here in Phase 3. So we're going to check and see what the battle report was here. See what our rewards are. It looks like we just did even swap again. So we got one chest. And it's just a materials chest. But we're getting there, so we will now have, let's see what our map shows here. Looks like this territory here, we've got about 5 locations. So we're going to be able to take Fort Prasco, I'm sorry. That's going to be what we're going to be attacking over here. They're going to be, looks like they've got 7 locations to attack here. So only 1 fort maybe? Nope, that's not even a fort. They've got a foundry. Not seeing a fort for them, so I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. So it looks like there's a location up here as well. So Capital City, Sunny Capital, up for grabs. And we got this. So I had heard that they would open up more locations, and I think the next battle phase will probably have 3 locations or something. So we're going to start opening. If we capture 2, we'll get 2 rewards next time. I'm not exactly sure what's happening in the game. Honestly, I'm not convinced that it's tallying, but it might be because we're only at 7.7 thousand is where we're trailing there. Faction leads by 1.5 thousand on that one, so maybe they're tallying pretty quick. I guess there's a lot more people running the stuff than what I realized, but that's a good sign. That's a good thing though, definitely. We'll check this materials chest here. I'm pretty sure it's just basic stuff. Yeah, so one of the things that I'm not really sure if y'all did this or not, but I've saved a lot of our old Kingpin chests. If y'all remember those, we're going to get over here and check this thing out real quick. I must have been quite a bit of stuff in that chest. It's still tallying. Yeah, so these are the old smuggler supply chests and things. We used to get Kingpin chests and different stuff like that, but these old smuggler supply chests. So we used to get a lot of glass and stuff out of these. Just curious what we're going to actually see opening in here now. So I'm seeing a lot of crude saltpeter. It used to be mostly glass, so orca mechanism. So yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be worth opening these things up. But now we've gotten to streamline a little bit of those materials. So that's one of the things why I always kind of save chests and stuff. And same thing for these auxiliary weapons and stuff. As new weapons enter the game, you're going to have an opportunity to maybe those things will be added into these caches, because a lot of these things end up in these boxes. So stack them up. Legacy caches, I've got, I don't know, about 9 of those left. I've been slowly giving those away to folks as they need them, because they do have some older weapons that people need that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at, is just saving up weapons, getting rid of stuff, getting rid of things we don't need. And, it's kind of where you're at in the game, guys. But, I don't know. Wish I had more to report on, but that's where we're at currently with the game. Definitely be checking back. We'll probably maybe try to do some more streaming on it, but I just figure most folks know what's going on. If you got questions, let me know. I will be working on a few
more streamlined videos here in the future, having to do specifically with the Helm. That's one of those things where I feel like it's evolved to a point where, while it's obviously different than it was in year one, it's not changing too much. So maybe it's worth revisiting, coming in here trying to make a video. There for a minute, every time I made a video about this is what to focus on, what would end up happening is things would change in the game, and I would have to go back later and redo an entire video. So I just kind of put a lot of that stuff on hold. It seems like we've settled in pretty good on that. I've been enjoying the seasonal hub, so we can find things a lot quicker, just kind of popping into it. So Rec Room Lost to be ended soon. Here's our Smuggler Pass stuff, so we got to get our Smuggler points up. For those who don't know, this week, like I said, 1.2% boost on that Halloween event. Run to seasonal spoils. It looks like the purple bell. It works for 3 hours. It increases the amount of special currency that you earn, so you'll be able to buy more stuff from that event store, guys. So if you still need to buy some things there, I highly recommend that. All right, well, I'm going to hop off here. Y'all have a wonderful day.